Who performed the first miracle recorded in the Bible? Jesus turned water into wine at the wedding in Cana. Which king of Israel had 700 wives and 300 concubines? King Solomon was the one who had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Which prophet challenged 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel? It was Elijah who challenged the 450 prophets of Baal. Who baptized Jesus in the Jordan River? John the Baptist was the one who baptized Jesus in the Jordan River. Which man in the Bible lived the most years? Methuselah lived 969 years, the oldest person in the Bible. Who was Moses' brother who spoke before Pharaoh? Aaron was Moses' brother who spoke before Pharaoh. Which disciple denied Jesus 3 times? It was Peter who denied knowing Jesus 3 times. Which widow was faithful to her mother-in-law and never left her? Ruth was the widow who stayed faithful to her mother-in-law Naomi. Who was the first king of Israel anointed by the prophet Samuel? Saul was the first king of Israel anointed by Samuel. How many days and nights did Moses stay on Mount Sinai with God? Moses stayed 40 days and 40 nights on Mount Sinai with God. Which angel announced to Mary that she would be the mother of Jesus? The angel Gabriel announced to Mary that she would bear Jesus. Who was thrown into the sea by the sailors during a storm? It was Jonah who was thrown into the sea during the storm. What was the name of the garden where Jesus was arrested? Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. What was Matthew's profession before following Jesus? Matthew was a tax collector before he followed Jesus. Who built the temple in Jerusalem? King Solomon was the one who built the temple in Jerusalem. Who was Moses' father-in-law who gave him leadership advice? Jethro was Moses' father-in-law who gave him wise advice. Which woman hid the Israelite spies in Jericho? Rahab was the woman who hid the Israelite spies in Jericho. Who wrote most of the book of Proverbs? King Solomon wrote most of the book of Proverbs. How many books does the Bible have in total? The Bible has 66 books, 39 old and 27 new. What was the name of the son Abraham almost sacrificed to God? Isaac was the son that Abraham almost sacrificed to God. Who healed a blind man named Bartimaeus? It was Jesus who healed blind Bartimaeus by the road. Which prophet said the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem? It was Micah who prophesied the Messiah born in Bethlehem. Who was the first judge of Israel mentioned in the Bible? Othniel was the first judge of Israel in the Bible. Which apostle was Peter's brother and also a fisherman? Andrew was Peter's brother and also a fisherman like him. Who was Samuel's mother who consecrated him to God from childhood? Hannah was Samuel's mother who dedicated him to God? Which king ordered the killing of all boys up to 2 years old? King Herod ordered the killing of all boys up to 2 years. Who helped Jesus carry the cross to Calvary? Simon of Cyrene was the man who helped Jesus carry the cross. Which disciple asked to see the nail marks before believing in the resurrection? It was Thomas who asked to see the nail marks of Jesus. Who was the governor that condemned Jesus to death? Pontius Pilate was the governor who condemned Jesus to death. Which woman anointed Jesus' feet with expensive perfume? Mary of Bethany anointed the feet of Jesus with perfume. Who did Jesus raise from the dead after 4 days? Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead after 4 days. Which king built a golden statue and demanded everyone bow down? King Nebuchadnezzar built the golden statue for everyone to worship. Who was Abraham's father? Terah was the father of Abraham, according to Genesis 11. Which city was destroyed together with Sodom? Gomorrah was the city destroyed together with Sodom by God. Who was taken up to heaven without experiencing death? Enoch was taken up to heaven without ever experiencing death. Which prophet faced a drought of 3.5 years in Israel? It was Elijah who faced the drought of 3.5 years. What was the name of Isaac's wife? Rebekah was the name of Isaac's beloved wife. Who wrote the book of Job? The book of Job was written by Job himself. What was the first plague God sent to Egypt? The first plague was the water of the Nile turned into blood. In which river did Naaman dip 7 times to be healed of leprosy? Naaman dipped 7 times in the Jordan River and was healed. God bless you and see you in the next quiz.